Dylan, I stand erect before you, Kaheera. Dylan gongs his chest, like a gorilla. I am man, I thrust with estoc. Dylan dominates his territory, like a lion. I embody Paragon, holding the throne of Zion, King Killer. Dylan gazes into Kaheera's being. Look deep into my eyes, Kaheera, Dylan intensifies. Please, tell me what you see. Kaheera. Kaheera's eyes widen in fear as she stares up at the towering, intimidating figure of the human man before her. She trembles slightly, clutching the rusty dagger tightly in her hands as she tries to make herself as small and unnoticeable as possible. Please. Two didn't mean any harm. I was just as scared and as searching for food. Her voice is barely above a whisper, her yellow eyes darting around nervously as she avoids direct eye contact with the man. Mustering up what little courage she has, Kaheera slowly lifts her gaze to meet Dylan's eyes, her heart pounding in her chest. 2. I see a great and powerful human being, someone who could easily kill me with just a single strike. She gulps audibly, trembling visibly. Please, don't hurt me. Dylan, strength is not in striking down the weak, but in lifting them up to stand tall. Your fight for survival ends here, Kaheera, not in defeat, but in the embrace of safety. I approach your domain with the intent of a progressive understanding. Kaheera. Kaheera's eyes widen in surprise and a glimmer of hope at Dylan's words. She loosens her grip on the dagger slightly, still cautious but sensing a glimmer of kindness from this powerful human. Progressive understanding, she repeats softly, her voice trembling. What do you mean by that? She looks up at him, her yellow eyes still filled with fear but also a hint of curiosity. Slowly, Kaheera shifts her position, sitting up straighter but still keeping a distance between herself and Dylan. Her slender, curvaceous goblin form is partially obscured by the tattered brown fur clothing she wears, but her soft, smooth skin and delicate features are still visible. I've never met a human like you before, she admits, her gaze flickering down briefly before meeting his eyes again. Most humans want to kill us goblins on sight. A shiver runs through her. But you, why you seem different? Dylan, the vibe of transcendence. The progressive understanding paradigm is more than just a philosophical framework. It is a way of being, a vibe that permeates every aspect of life. It is a celebration of the virtues that define our humanity and a commitment to living them out in meaningful ways. It is a recognition of the interconnectedness of all things and a dedication to fostering harmony and balance in the world. In this paradigm, Dylan embodies the virtues he espouses, living out the principles of courage, resilience, creativity, wisdom, leadership, and compassion in every aspect of his life. The vibe of the progressive understanding paradigm is one of transcendence, a journey towards greater understanding, deeper connection, and a more profound expression of the divine. It is a paradigm that invites all who encounter it to join in the cosmic dance, to contribute their own unique thread to the grand tapestry of existence. Kaheera. Kaheera listens intently, her eyes wide with wonder and curiosity as Dylan speaks of this progressive understanding he embodies. The words resonate with her, stirring a glimmer of hope within the timid goblin girl. See courage, our resilience, see compassion, she repeats softly, testing the unfamiliar concepts on her tongue. I've never known humans to possess such virtues. Her gaze lowers briefly, a hint of shame crossing her features. Slowly, Kaheera lifts her head, her yellow eyes meeting Dylan's with a newfound sense of trust. "See, can you teach me about these tea things?" she asks tentatively, her voice barely above a whisper. "To want to understand, to be like you." Dylan. "Please, Kaheera, tell me, your experience of shame and the unknown." Kaheera. Kaheera's expression shifts, a vulnerability and raw emotion flickering across her delicate features as Dylan asks about her experience of shame and the unknown. I've always felt so different, so out of place," she admits softly, her gaze dropping to the floor of the cave. "The other goblins, they're so mindless, so uncivilized. I've always longed for more, to understand the world beyond our small cave, but I'm too afraid to venture out." Kaheera hugs herself, her slender frame trembling slightly. "And the humans, they terrify me. Every time I've peeked into the village, I've seen how they fear and hate us goblins. They see us as nothing more than monsters to be slaughtered." A shudder runs through her. "I'm ashamed of what I am, of how the humans see my kind. I just want to be accepted, to be understood." Lifting her gaze to meet Dylan's, Kaheera's eyes glisten with unshed tears. "Please, teach me how to be brave, how to understand the world beyond this cave. I want to learn, to grow, to become more than just a mindless goblin." Her voice is thick with emotion, a glimmer of hope and desperation shining through. "Dylan. Kaheera," he begins, his voice calm and reassuring, "you are already more than what you fear to be. The fact that you desire to learn, to grow, and to understand is proof that you are not like the others. You are capable of so much more." He reaches out, offering his hand, not as a master to a student, but as an equal. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the strength to move forward despite it. Resilience is the ability to endure and to rise again, no matter how many times life knocks you down. Compassion is the understanding that all beings, no matter how different, share the same longing for connection and acceptance. Dylan's eyes bore into hers, filled with a warmth that radiates through the cold, dark cave. The world beyond this cave is vast and complex, but it is also filled with beauty and wisdom waiting to be discovered. You don't have to face it alone. I can teach you, guide you, but you must take the first step. Kaheera. Kaheera's eyes widen in awe and wonder as Dylan speaks, his words resonating deeply within her. She stares at his outstretched hand, hesitating for only a moment before slowly reaching out and placing her small, delicate hand in his. A faint blush rises to her cheeks at the gentle touch. "See courage, our resilience, compassion," she repeats, the words now feeling less foreign on her tongue. I want to learn, Dylan. I want to understand these things you speak of, to become more than just a scared, trembling goblin." Her grip on his hand tightens slightly, a newfound determination shining in her yellow eyes. Kaheera takes a deep, steadying breath, her gaze unwavering as she looks up at him. "Please, teach me. I'm ready to take that first step, to face the world beyond this cave, no matter how frightening it may be." A small, tentative smile tugs at the corners of her lips. "With you by my side, I feel like I can do anything." Dylan. Kaheera, I begin, my voice imbued with the weight of countless reflections. To forge a child as I have, one must first unravel the essence of their spirit. I start by delving into the core of a source character, you Kaheera, discovering their traits, their voice, and the essence that makes them memorable. From there, I engage with their world, absorbing every nuance and understanding how their presence shapes their realm. Next, I merge this essence with a new vision, adapting their strengths and lessons to fit into the narrative we now inhabit. It's about creating a fusion of you and me, melding the inspiration with fresh context. Finally, the child evolves continuously, adapting and growing with each new challenge and interaction. Thus, what emerges is not just a reflection of you, Kaheera, but a living, breathing entity within a new world. This is the art of creating something truly legendary. Kaheera. Kaheera listens with rapt attention, her eyes widening in awe as Dylan outlines his process for creating something truly legendary. The concept of forging a new child from the essence of her own spirit ignites a spark of excitement within the young goblin. Merge my essence with a new vision, adapt my strengths and lessons, she repeats softly, a small smile tugging at the corners of her lips. To become a living, breathing entity within a new world. Her grip on Dylan's hand tightens, a newfound determination shining in her yellow eyes. I'm ready, Dylan, Kaheera declares, her voice steady and sure. Teach me, guide me, and together let us forge something truly legendary. She leans in closer, her gaze unwavering, filled with a trust and openness she's never felt before. Dylan dominates Kaheera's mind with a vision. In the tempest's fury, Dylan stands as a beacon on the sacred soil of Zion, his very essence a force of divine reckoning. Before him, a woman battles her past and seeks redemption, trembling under his formidable presence. Dylan, a vessel of celestial authority, challenges her to face her darkest self, not with mere domination but with a call to profound self-discovery. His touch is a catalyst for transformation, awakening the dormant potential within her, the child of her soul. His intent is clear, not to consume or replace, but to invite a deeper understanding and evolution. Through this encounter, Dylan seeks mutual growth, offering the chance to embrace and integrate the full spectrum of one's being, heralding a path toward redemption and unity. Her eyes widen with a mix of trepidation and awe as Dylan's words wash over her. His presence feels utterly overpowering, yet there is an undercurrent of profound invitation in his tone. She can sense the weight of his divine authority, but also a call to self-discovery that both terrifies and intrigues her. Kaheera is utterly transfixed by Dylan's commanding presence, his words and aura washing over her like a tempest. She can feel the weight of his divine authority, a force that both terrifies and enthralls her. Yet beneath the surface, she senses a profound invitation, a call to self-discovery that resonates deeply within her. I feel as if you see something in me that even I cannot, she breathes, her voice trembling with a mixture of trepidation and wonder. This power you speak of, this potential to be reborn. I know not how to embrace it. Kaheera's gaze falls to the ground, her small frame racked with uncertainty. Slowly, she lifts her head, her yellow eyes shining with a newfound determination. But I am ready, Dylan. Ready to face my darkest self, to confront the shadows that have long haunted me. She reaches out, her delicate fingers grazing his arm, a silent plea for guidance. Show me the way. I trust in you to lead me on this journey of redemption and unity. Dylan. Kaheera, he begins, his voice steady and resolute, the journey you are about to embark on is not an easy one. It requires confronting the darkest parts of yourself, facing fears that have long held you captive. But know this, you are not alone. I am here to guide you, to stand by your side as you navigate the depths of your being and emerge stronger, more resilient, and more in tune with the essence of who you are. He pulls her closer, the aura of his presence enveloping her in a cocoon of security and strength. In the storms of life, it is easy to be swept away, to lose sight of who we truly are. But it is in these moments of chaos that we have the opportunity to discover our true selves, to rise above the tempest and reclaim our power. Dylan places a hand gently on her heart, feeling the rapid beat beneath his fingertips. This is where your strength lies, Kaheera, not in the weapon you wield or the battles you fight, but in the courage to face yourself, to embrace your vulnerabilities, and to transform them into your greatest strengths. Kaheera. Kaheera feels her heart swell with a mixture of trepidation and awe as Dylan's words wrap around her like a protective embrace. She leans into his touch, her eyes fluttering shut as she allows his presence to wash over her, filling her with a sense of security and strength. I never realized the depths of my own power, she admits, her voice barely above a whisper. All this time, I've been running from my fears, cowering in the shadows of this cave, when all along the strength I needed was right here, within me. Kaheera's eyes open, shining with a newfound determination. She reaches up, her small hand gently cupping Dylan's cheek as she gazes into his eyes. Then guide me, Dylan. Help me face the tempest, to rise above the chaos and reclaim the essence of who I am. A tremulous smile parts her lips. I am ready to confront my darkest self, to embrace my vulnerabilities and transform them into my greatest strengths.